Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mental Health. Excuse me. This is Mental Health Talk with yours truly. I am Christina McIntire. I want to thank y'all, each one of y'all, for viewing. Don't forget to share this broadcast. I hope that this week was the best week that y'all can make it, and let's not focus on what didn't happen yesterday. Let's focus on the now and on to the future and the next week. Just give some information. Make sure you stay hydrated. It's getting hot this season. We don't want anyone's health to fail because of lack of hydration. So make sure you definitely keep water at hand. Make sure you take care of your body. That's feeding it the proper nutrition. Make sure you get your exercise. Make sure you just take care of yourself each and every day, and whatever that looks like. Make sure your stress level is down so that you can live life. With longevity. First, give a shout out to the sponsor, Flawless Tires. You can find them at 1195 Chester Pike. Make sure you stop down there and pay them a visit. Visit my website, www.becomeyourc.com. Talk about the mental, the emotional, the physical, and spiritual aspects of ourselves to help unveil our true identity. Also, follow me on YouTube, Become Your C. I share a lot of good information on there and poetry as well. Facebook, BYC, Become Your C. And also, am I missing something? Oh, YouTube, BYC, Become Your C. I share a lot of my podcasts on there as well. This week, I wanted to talk about mental health and pets and the benefits of pets. And we've all seen, service dogs with people in the stores walking down the street and stuff. And it's definitely a correlation between pets and improved mental health. I know for me, for an example, I have a cat. And so sometimes when I'm having panic and anxiety, I actually pet him, and it kind of lessens my attacks. And so it's a correlation between pets also and spirituality as well. But just the health benefits, the mental health benefits of having a pet at home can definitely improve. A lot of times we definitely see older people, they suggest that they get pet therapy, especially if they had a spouse that died, children no longer live at home. If it makes them feel special that they have something to take care of. According to Pet MD, the beneficial of having pets is you develop a routine, right? So having a pet sometimes can seem like it's taking care of a child, especially with dogs. I know my brother and my sister-in-law, they have two Pomeranians, and so they are just like children, right? They want attention, they need to be fed, you have to clean up after them, and so having that routine can help them stay focused, having something to do. Also, providing a sense of control, security, and comfort, right? So, taking care of a pet, it is comfort, right? You have someone, I mean, you can talk to your pet, because I know I do sometimes to mine. It may seem like a little crazy, but that's okay. And having, you'll be able to, take care of it, just like I said, just like a child, right? You have to feed it, you have to pet it, you have to walk it, especially dogs, and you have to be responsible for it. So giving yourself some sort of power can help improve your mental health, and providing distractions. Like I said, with me, when I'm having a panic and anxiety attack, I'm petting my cat, taking my focus off of what's happening internally and taking care of him reduces my panic and anxiety. Also, people with I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok. This one girl, she has some form of mental illness, and so she has a service dog. And typically they train these dogs that can know, especially if you have diabetes, your blood sugar is low. So they'll give you a nudge and let you know when it's time to eat. So this girl, when she's out in public and she's having one of her, I don't want to say, it's a one of her symptoms, the dog will go up to her and encourage her to sit down, and then he'll put himself over her lap, and so to get herself together. So it's important that we notice that pets do play a part in improving our mental health. encouraging exercise. So this is important for your pet and yourself as well. If you're not used to exercising, having a dog, you're going to have to get up and walk it. And it could be beneficial to you and the dog as well. Dogs need exercise because pets also suffer from a lot of physical illnesses as well. Dogs can get diabetes and blood pressure and cholesterol, so it's important that you take them out for a walk. So a nice 20, 30-minute stroll can actually help them. It can make them excited. It can give them enjoyment of the environment and you too as well. You're improving your overall physical health as well, especially if you're not used to doing that type of thing. Um, Benefits of emotional support animals. So dogs, cats, and ferrets actually can improve panic, anxiety, and depression. Again, a lot of these things are repetitive, but it's important to know that having a pet can help you, especially if you struggle. I know with PTSD, having a service dog can help. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder, and it can come from a lot of different things. You hear this a lot, especially in the beginning with military vets. They come home, a lot of things have happened. They have a lot of mental disorders, and so a lot of them tend to get a service dog just to help in those times. Because having mental health, you don't know a lot of times when you'll get a trigger, right, or when something is happening. And I know for me, I have no idea when a panic or anxiety attack is going to rise, right? I try to prevent it as much as I can. And so it's important that these people have these service animals available to them so that they can live the best quality life that they can. Association between pets and owners. It actually, again, is health benefits to the owner. Having a pet, having a pet can lower your blood pressure. It can reduce stress. A lot of times when we are, let's say, a lot of older people are retired, they're sitting at home, they not doing nothing, and depression seeps in, right? Your children are out of the house, maybe you're not married, and so you're sitting there thinking about, maybe years ago or current situations, and you feel like you're stuck in the house, you don't want to do anything. And so having that pet can actually take your mind off a lot of different things. I know some people can't have pets due to allergies and stuff like that, but you can get, I'm not going to say a fish can replace a dog or a cat. All they do is swim in their bowl. But maybe they have actually, some people do get toy pets. They have toy dogs and toy cats that emulate real life pets. So maybe that can be an option for you, especially if you're allergic to pets. Pets can improve social interaction, reduce loneliness, social isolation, and improves well-being. So again, like let's say you're used to being in a house and you have a pet, and so especially a dog, you have to walk the dog, and you go to the park. Sometimes you might meet other people that have dogs, and then you start having a conversation. First it's about the pet, and then you may develop a friend out of that conversation. So definitely think about it. If you're a person that's suffering from mental health issues, if you have a pet or you would like one, maybe try to get one to see if it can help you. There is a little bit of downside to having a pet, and I will get to that momentarily. But definitely overall, there are more benefits to having a pet than not to having a pet. For me, it's just taking care of something else, other than myself. Like I go off sometimes, my mind just does what it wants to do, and so being able to provide care, especially to something else, or it's not someone else but a pet. Like I have a son, so with him I tend to, when I'm focused on taking care of him, I'm not focusing on my own issues. Just like a pet, you have to provide care to them. They're just like babies, you watch them and you nurture them and they grow up, and so it's important that that they play a role in your life as well. Let's see. Also, pets provide humans with company and comfort. So, if you're lonely, if you're not a social person, some people just don't like people, whether they have a mental illness or not. So, having a pet can provide comfort, right? You don't feel as lonely as you would if you were in the house or your apartment alone. Having that pet there, you know that someone there. And dogs, I mean, cats are good too, but sometimes cats are iffy. Like, I know my cat, he sometimes wants to be pet, and then a lot of times he just wants to attack me. I had a cat before. That cat actually was a little bit nicer. But with dogs, I feel like they're more of a companion. They roll around with you. They play with you. You can play catch with them. I just feel like they know more of when it's something wrong with you. They'll lay their head on you, especially if you're feeling sad. And I think that it's a beautiful thing, knowing that you have like at least that comfort there as well. And a lot of times it'll bring you out of that headspace, knowing that you have this pet in front of you. Social skills and belonging, again, if you're taking your pet for a walk and you see other people with dogs, a lot of times I notice that people with dogs tend to stop and talk with other people with dogs. So it's definitely a good thing. And then you may meet up at the dog park, and then it may lead to, definitely a good friendship. So think of that structure and life balance. Again, having pets create routines, just like you have for yourself. Like, we have to get up every day, we have to take care of ourselves, and just like a pet, you have to feed them, you have to change, especially with cats, their litter. Some cats get bathed. For my cat, I try to bathe him, I try to brush him, but he just runs from the water, so kind of let him be. um, with dogs, you do have to bathe them, and you have to walk them. You have to pick up after them. Dogs tend to chew stuff, so you definitely have to be careful. Well, not be careful, but definitely understand that it's a whole like cycle of caring. Like, it doesn't just stop. You don't just train them a little bit. Like, it's a continuous effort, a sense of achievement. So when you have a pet, it does feel like you won. I want to say won the lottery, but it's definitely feel like you work towards something, right? Especially if you had them since they were babies and you watch them grow up and stuff, and especially if you have children, it's so nice to see a pet grow up with a child, and then the child becomes an adult, and then that pet is still around. And so watching that progress is definitely something worth enjoying. Passionate caring. So caring for a pet, just like you care for people. When we care for people, it brings us excitement, it brings us comfort, it brings us a peace of mind, it brings us humbleness. I know for me, I like to care for people, and so it's just like a pet, except, well, people will attack you too. So sometimes pets attack you. So just doing that, especially if you're a giving and caring person, this will definitely be beneficial to you. Animals provide non-judgmental social support. So you know how people judge you typically. Like, if you tell people your problems and situations, issues. Sometimes people just tell you to suck it up. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You'll be fine, or they don't show support at all. At least with a pet, they're not talking back. They're there to basically listen. You can talk to them, express yourself, and you don't have to have fear of being isolated or fear of judgment. And that's why a lot of people, you hear people say they rather have pets than deal with humans, because sometimes we as people, we judge people too much, right? We always pointing the finger at someone else, and we never look at ourselves. And at least with pets, they don't do that, right? They give us the love. Like, it's pets give unconditional love, right? They love on you, and sometimes we don't appreciate them for who they are. social connection, again, structure, learning, and developing new skills. A lot of times, people, I think, with dementia, and it's another one that I can't think of right now, but when you give them a pet, and they lost some of what they had, they're learning something new. And so it gives them, again, the excitement, it gives them the pleasure of having to take care of this pet, right? It brings them purpose and it brings them joy. And so that's good. Again, stress reduction, improve quality of life. Again, lowers blood pressure, provides unique emotional support. So pets, especially service dogs, they respond to the owner's intuition, time of crisis. Again, just discussed this, but yeah, a lot of service dogs are there. We seen service dogs as sometimes people that are blind. You have them. Most places should allow you, especially if you have a service dog. I think it's a law, I believe, that they have to allow this pet to accompany with you. And if not, you could definitely fight it, because it's not like you're just having them to have them. A lot of people that do have service dogs, they need them, right? And if you have a conversation with these people, they'll tell you that that pet is the best thing that happened to them. It gave them their life back, right? They felt like they had purpose again and they needed help. And so this is an important role that these pets play in these people's life. And definitely, I think we should make it more available to people. A lot of people do struggle to get the services that they need. And so let's make it a thing. Let's make all types of therapy available to people. A pet therapy is definitely beneficial, just like regular therapy. Let's see. Symptom distraction. So a symptom distraction, again, like if you're having a panic and anxiety, you have a service dog. The service dog will come over, most likely place the paw on you to calm you down. If you're having a diabetic attack when your blood sugar is too low, the service dog will not pressure you, but point you in the direction that you need to eat, or if you feeling dizzy and stuff like that. Some people with epilepsy do have service dogs to inform them that they need to take care of themselves. Providing owner with the opportunity to engage in caring activities such as brushing, stroking, and feeding. So those activities can improve, again, your quality of life. When you're brushing a pet, it provides comfort to you and the pet as well. I know I was reading the last couple months that cats are actually, they said, kind of spiritual, if you're into that, but they sense things as well. And so having this, knowing this information and stuff like that, petting them and the purr of a cat can be beneficial to you and the pet as well. They get in, the relaxation, the stress-free environment, the enjoyment out of being pet, and you do as well. And there are disadvantages of having a pet. So financial burden, right? We know that having a pet can be expensive, and service animals, I believe someone told me that you most likely have to pay out of pocket. So that is the burden as well. A lot of people do need them, but a lot of people can't afford them. And just like regular pets, you have to take them to the vet, and vet costs. They do have low cost clinics that you can take to the pet and get services and stuff as well. But still, if you're in a financial bind already, having a pet can actually add to that. You have to buy food. I know when I was younger, we used to feed our cats table food. I don't know if that's the right thing or not, but it still costs money. You have to buy, I know with cats, you have to buy litter. With dogs, you have to buy training pads. You have to buy the bags to clean up after special shampoo, special food, and stuff like that. So all of these costs can add up, right? And it can be a burden on your household income, especially if you're struggling already. They have other pets, those ferrets. I don't know how to take care of them because I never dealt with them. Fish is probably the most cheap cheapest animal that you probably can get. I mean, well, I guess I'm talking about small fish, right? The small goldfish that you put in there. You do have to clean water and feed them, but I think that's as much as you have to. But those larger tank fish, yeah, definitely. The tank costs money. The filtration costs money. The food costs money. And certain fish are expensive, and so that's important as well. And but I think that people shouldn't be um, ostracized or be turned away because they can't afford something that is vital to their mental health, right? We're not just talking about like it's just something that we want, right? Like maybe we want a fancy car, want a big mansion, want all of this stuff, but if a service dog is a need, right, it's going to help improve somebody's quality of life. Why not make it available? Because again, a lot of times mental health issues is seen as something. A lot of times maybe we're making it up. It's still a stigma. It's getting so much better, but it's still a stigma of people that do suffer from mental health. They don't think it's real because you can't see it. You can't see what's going on inside someone's body. So all these labels are still there. So these things that people actually need, they can't get to. The inevitable, the timely death of your pet, right? That is a disadvantage. Eventually, pets do pass away. And it's sad, right? Especially if you watch this pet grow from infancy until, adulthood. And so, seeing them die can definitely be a hinder on you. I had a cat that actually passed away. I didn't even have him about 2 years. He had urinary problem. I couldn't afford it. I paid as much as I could, and it came to the point where I just had to let him pass. And that it did hurt a little bit because this was before I had my son. I thought, hey, I was just gonna be maybe that old lady cat woman that had a lot of cats because I didn't think I was gonna have children. And a blessing that came, I found out I was pregnant like 4 months after that. So that was a good thing. But no, losing your pets definitely can be hard on you. So that is definitely a big disadvantage. Potential hygiene issues. So pets are dirty, right? You got to clean up after them. Some pets, don't like to take baths. And it can be an issue as well. Like, especially, I know if you're pregnant and you have a cat, you're not allowed to touch cat litter. What if you're the only person in the home? So what do you do in that situation? Some cats flicker their litter, which is disgusting. I know my cat does, and it's nothing like walking in the morning and you have cat litter everywhere, stepping on your feet. Dogs, they sometimes they go on mats at home, or if they're going outside, you got to pick it up if you get it. Like, it's just an overall hygiene thing. And so if you're a person that's squeamish about stuff like that, maybe it's not best that you do get a pet, because you do have to take care of them. And the implications of unruly pet behavior. Sometimes you don't know how your pet is, right, until you actually have them for a little bit. And so if you have a pet, you don't know how they will react. Pets have attitudes just like people, and so you may get a pet that is definitely not a good pet. And so what do you do in that situation? You realize that you can't take care of that pet anymore, and so you got to make a choice that's best for you. At-risk youth. They said that riding horses is beneficial to them. They have positive changes to their self-esteem, self-image, self-control, and trust, overall life satisfaction. Yes, riding horses can be beneficial. It gives them a sense of, responsibility. They can take care of it. They learning a new skill, right? Learning how to ride. But again, a financial strain can be a bad thing for them, because you do have to pay for lessons and stuff. Having schizophrenia and you having a pet can improve your overall quality of life, increase your motivation to continue to live on. And so I just wanted to give a brief history of therapy dogs. So therapy dogs came about in World War II. I was reading a story. The soldier, believe Bill Wynn, of the Air Force. This was like in the 1950s. He was in combat and noticed this dog, and so this dog started following him around and was with him in a lot of combats. And so eventually he basically adopted this dog. This dog became his, and so him and this dog actually attended like different therapy sessions, and different hospitals, and they noticed that quality of life improved when they were going to these different sessions. Also, the soldier that adopted him, when he was in the hospital, he was like sad, he wasn't getting better, but as soon as they brought his dog in, his whole overall experience improved, like his emotions improved, he seemed happier and stuff like that. So there are definitely a lot of benefits to having a pet, and then there are some disadvantages. I just think that this should be a therapy that's available to more people, and be financially um, sufficient, um, um, be financially in a way that people can afford it. Like, we have other things available to people. Like, I'm not knocking people that's on drugs, but like, you can't go to a excuse me, I can't talk, to a drug clinic easily and get what you need in order to get off of it. But when we have these things that people need, right? We look at it in a different way, because of mental health, right? That mental health stigma. And so we need to break that pattern. We need to break those judgments. We need to break those um, thoughts that people are placing on people that suffer. We need certain things. No, you can't see our illness, right? But it's important. Like, we're trying to improve our quality of life. It's just certain things that we can do. We can do as much as we can, and so the community, these doctors, the therapists, need to recommend and make affordable to those people that would like a pet. A lot of people are in a financial bind. So why not have these pets that are available? I see a lot of times they put pets up for adoptions in it, or like, you can adopt a pet and you gotta pay and stuff, and all these services. So make it affordable to people that really need it. You, like, especially with the military vets, you send these people off and they fight for our country, and they come home and they need a little help, and providing them with these services can improve their life. Why do they have to pay? Why do people have to pay for things that they can't control? Like, we cannot control that we have mental health issues. Yes, we can do certain things that can improve it, but sometimes we need help, more help than what we're getting. So why not have that help there when we need it? Why does everything have to be revolved around money? Granted, you do need money for certain things, but having someone improve their life, having longevity, why do we have to pay for that, right? Why do we have to pay for help that we need? It's not like we just, like, if we want a pet in general, yeah, we should pay for it. But if it's going to improve our quality of life, improve our community, and improve our world, why not make it available to those people? Everything is always revolved around money. So hopefully they can have these services available to those that are suffering and severe. Like, some mental health issues are more severe than others, but then again, it's on a case-by-case basis. Everybody that has something, it looks different, right? I have panic and anxiety. I have these symptoms, but someone else that has panic and anxiety can have definitely a different display of symptoms. So let's figure out a way that we can introduce this to more and more people, allow them to have options instead of, the traditional therapy, because everything doesn't work for everybody. Maybe talking to a real person doesn't work, right? Maybe they're not listening. Maybe you've been to a couple therapists that just is not working. Maybe this should be an option, right? When you're going out seeking therapy, having regular therapy and then pet therapy as options, or maybe having places where people can actually go and take care of them. I think sometimes you can, but why does everything always have to cost money? Why does having our mental health improve, we have to sit here and make a choice, right? Make a choice over our mental health, or making a choice whether we have to pay bills or not. This should be part of our regular everyday day life if we choose it to be. So that is that for this week. So think about it. Pet therapy, do you need it? Should it be more readily available? I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in today. Don't forget to visit my website, www.becomeyourc.com. Follow me on Instagram, Become Your C, Facebook, BYC Become Your C, YouTube, BYC Become Your C. And remember that you are more than what your mental health says. You are more than what the world says. Become your C each and every day. And whatever that means to you, remember, don't worry about what happened yesterday. Focus on the now and create your own reality. Until next time.